John Paul with a record of 23-4.
Good evening. Here we are at the District 1 Central League Finals. PA Wrestling coming to you from Ram Gymnasium at Springford High School. Getting ready to start the 106-pound weight class. Start the finals off here. Tonight I'm joined by Joe Faust. Joe, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me, Joe.
And here at 106 pounds, we have Matt Vulakh, the champ from the pack, and Gavin Hollingsworth, the champ from the Central League a week ago, scoring off in the finals. Vulakh will be wearing the green anklets and Hollingsworth in the red. Got to see Vulakh last week for the first time, and I have to say I was pretty impressed with his ability and his motor, and really took it to Julian Maldonado, who Hollingsworth beat in the 5-2 in the semis to get here. I had picked Maldonado to make it here. Vulakh was pretty dominant on his way here. A pin in his first match, and then a 5-0 win over Shane Reynolds from Springford. Both Hollingsworth and Vulakh are both freshmen. Vulakh coming in with a record of 24-4, while Hollingsworth's record is 16-13. Vulakh on the season was champ at the New Hope Soulbury tournament and the PAC tournament last week. Hollingsworth was the champ of the Central League just a week ago. A lot of hand fighting tying up right now, just stars. We have 49 seconds left here in the period. And our official just hit Hollingsworth for stalling because he's doing a lot of backing up. There's a shot now. Vulakh doing his best to counter. He's got him in a front headlock. Now let's see if he's able to score here. He's got him almost near side cradle locked up. He drops his head and gets inside onto the single leg. And they're out of bounds with no score. 22 seconds to go here in the period. And that's how the first period will end, 0-0. Not a whole lot of opportunities either guy. Vulakh wins the toss and decides to defer it away instead of going bomb to get that first point if needed. And he's got a front headlock deep now. See if he starts attacking a near leg. Hollingsworth takes neutral and nothing yet.
Do you think, Joe, that was a product of watching Vulakh all day and watching how on top he seems to score points in bunches?
Yeah, I think they probably something to do with it. I think they probably saw him wrestle once, and you realize bottom was not a good move.
Well, they're here now anyways.
Yep. And they're going to go back down. Potentially dangerous at the call. Get back to their feet. Let's get the restart with Vulakh on top. This, on the day today, Central League only comes in with 6 finalists, Joe.
Whew.
Yeah, it was not, it kind of talked about my previews. Kind of just a down year for the league overall, unfortunately. But they're, definitely saw some young guys that are talented that are going to be, are going to have bright futures. It's just, they're still young yet. One guy I was real impressed with was, I believe, Colton Deary, 220-pounder from Garnet Valley. Just like 14 years old as a 220-pounder, and he's going still with a shot to go to regionals. He'll be coming up later in the evening. A lot of rematches from last week in the finals.
You see, even in the wrestleback matches, Joe, in the 106-pound bracket, the entire matchups were all pack wrestle except for this final match. Hollingsworth, the only Central League guy to sneak in.
So Vulakh still with the 2-0 lead on a takedown here in this period, and at the beginning of the period, 27 seconds to go. And we get another stalemate call. Restart coming up here, 24 seconds to go. Another potentially dangerous as Vulakh gets the legs in and Hollingsworth goes to stand up. Hollingsworth doing a good job getting to his feet, and Vulakh just comes up and ties him up, gets the leg in, and gets potentially dangerous. Now he's got a cradle locked up this time with Hollingsworth's feet, our hands on the mat, and that's how it'll end. Still 2-0 lead, and it's Vulakh's choice. He's going down to start the third period.
It's the first time all day Vulakh's been on top and not gotten some form of back point, whether it be in the semifinals against Reynolds or earlier. So might give Hollingsworth some confidence here.
Vulakh a lot of motion on bottom here to start. And they go out of bounds again. 2-0 still score, minute 35 left in the match. Not a whole lot to talk about in this one, Joe.
No, there really isn't. I mean, there's not a lot of exciting flurries, just a bunch of stalemates when Vulakh was on top. Nothing really for the crowd to get into either. That cheering you all probably heard was the pin of the 3-4 match.
Vulakh sits out, tries to get behind. He's scooting behind. There's a switch. Minute 10 left. He runs the lead to 4-0. See if he's able to get a turn here. Hollingsworth posts up, and Vulakh goes right to the legs again. And here comes the potentially dangerous when his hands come off the mat. This stall was on. He signaled
red.
Can't say I agree with it. He's trying to come up.
He came
and
up.
He just gave the guy a bench warning. I think we've seen that move before from this official.
Yes, we have.
Yep. He's trying to come up. It's not, Vulakh's throwing the legs in.
I mean, if anything, if he's already standing and he throws him, that should be stalling on top. But that's not the way this official seemed to have seen it.
This official needs to officiate the match and not entertain and go over to the corner and talk to those guys. If they have something to say, they can go to the table. He doesn't need to entertain anything they say. He should be worried about getting in the match. Officials that let their emotion, let the fact that the coaches say something to them take over, end up, not focusing on what their job is. This guy's a classic example.
This is very true. So the same situation is, I don't know about you, Joe, it seemed to be called differently this time.
Yeah. If I were Garnet Valley coaches, Coach Conti there, I feel the same way. Like he's continually trying to come up, and the guy's putting in legs. And Vulakh's not stalling, and Hollingsworth's not stalling. It's just poor officiating.
I would happen to agree, Joe. I mean, I don't want to really rag at anyone here, but the same situation's been called back to back to back, different calls. I mean, if it's consistent, whether it's consistently bad or not, at least you know what you're expecting. You can even see the upper perk coach, the PJP coach. They're having a little bit of a chuckle at it.
Oh, yeah. Now 20 seconds to go here in the match. Vulakh in control up 6-1. His official clearly has made it more about him than about the kids.
Well, luckily, Joe, we have so many times that this situation has happened, we'll be able to look back at it on video and really have a good breakdown and show our kids, like, what is what, hopefully.
Yeah. All right, there's your final 6-1 and your District 1 Central Tournament champion, Matt Vulakh from PJP. If I'm going to go on a limb here, I believe this is PJP's first district champ. That boo you heard was not for Matt Vulakh. It was for the official. I'm willing to put money on that one.
I don't think anyone would bet against you there, Joe.